Hello ladies and gentlemen, and we are back with another Batman 66 episode review, and today we'll be reviewing the episode The Joker Trumps the Ace. So, without further ado, let's get into the review. Today's episode begins with a bunch of Gotham City's wealthy society women and their husbands shopping. And just as things are going well and a couple's about to buy a new fur coat, this was the 60s, a stick-up man is holding them up. Everyone thinks it's a joke until the guy reveals himself by throwing off his hat and cloak, revealing himself to be none other than the Joker. Suddenly, the Joker's whole crew comes in, armed with guns, essentially look like he's about to gun down the whole, everyone in the store. And when Joker yells out to fire, streamers come out of the guns, and everyone is tangled up in them. And what does Joker do? He steals a hairpin out from one of the wives' hair. And just as that happens, we then cut back to Police HQ, where Gordon reveals not only has the Joker stolen a hairpin, but he's also stolen a hole from a golf course. Realizing that even though this is silly, they know the Joker for a fact that this ain't, and he's up to something big. So what do? They call up Batman, of course. And of course we get the usual, Alfred gets the call, Bruce Wayne goes to answer, and then they slide down the Batpoles. Opening credits roll, and then of course we are now at the police HQ, where a package has been delivered, and Batman used their detective skills to essentially investigate there's a bomb in there. Everyone's hiding behind the bat shield. They open up the present / package, and out comes an inflatable looking doll. And of course on a recorder, a device, the Joker shouts out like some kind of clue with the word about the something to do with the Maharaja, essentially a very bad joke. Like Gordon says, that's a bad joke, but they know that with Joker, he never means what he seems to mean. A nice little reference, and essentially something that can be translated in modern Batman comics. Realizing that since that said more about the Maharaja, they realize that of course the Joker must be going after the Maharaja, who is in Gotham on a sort of vacation. He's currently playing golf with the mayor at a golf course, the same one where he stole the hole, but also he's brought on a set of golden golf clubs with him. Batman realized this must be some kind of coincidence. This is no coincidence, and this would be a perfect thing for the Joker to steal. They immediately rush to the golf course, where when they're there, they meet up to the head of the golf course, I guess you could say, and it happens to be one of the same people who was previously robbed by the Joker very early, like in the very early bit of the episode. They look through the binoculars and they see Mayor Linseed playing golf with the Maharaja. There's a bit of funny banter and funny moments with the Maharaja that I can't just help get a chuckle out of, because the Maharaja is overweight and it's just funny. And as the Maharaja is about to hit the ball into the hole, he is secretly being spied on by the Joker. Of course, he doesn't know that, Batman doesn't know that, the mayor doesn't know that. And as the Maharaja hits the ball, it goes into the hole, and a bunch of gas comes out, knocking everyone out. Two of Joker's henchmen quickly arrive and steal the golf clubs and make their escape. And just as Batman are quickly rushing down, realizing what they have seen, the Joker ends up kidnapping the Maharaja. Realizing that, they decided to instead don't go after the golf clubs, go after the Maharaja. A chase ensues on the golf course where the truck mysteriously disappears. Confused and uncertain to what's happened, they then find a very toy truck with a clue inside. And basically, it's about cats, and essentially more cats. Robin points that out, and Batman realizes it must be a cats company. It's an abandoned factory that's been abandoned for years. It'll make a perfect hideout for the Joker, but it's clear to them that this is obviously some kind of trap. It's too easy, but they are still prepared to take down the Joker. We then cut to the Joker in the hideout along with his crew and another female accomplice, a rather dumb one. And it's revealed that the Joker has stolen a fur coat from the very beginning of the episode. And the Joker and then prepare for Batman to essentially come and attack him. Batman arrives at the factory and decides to go through the front door, which is something very odd, because he usually does his rope climbing, but they realize they do it this way, it could surprise the Joker. Okay, that's actually a good point, because the villains always suspect Batman climbing up through a window. Okay, I'll give them that. As they enter, they see the Joker and his crew playing cards, and they order the Joker to surrender and throw batarangs, but for some reason it doesn't hit them, even though it looks like it did. They are confused, and the Joker says, "Why don't you join the fun?" They quickly rush away from the table, and it's revealed, and the truck suddenly appears. Batman realizes how the truck disappeared earlier in the episode. It had folding mirrors in its side, therefore it saw the green grass and reflective, and it seemed to disappear. But just as they figured that out, they are suddenly tied up in a rope by the Joker's crew, and the Joker sings a honestly very catchy song that I really like. Just as that's happening, they are essentially captured, and the doll, the mole, the female accomplice with the Joker, decides maybe they shouldn't kill Batman. They should think it through. The goon said, "No, this is our chance to finally get him." The Joker decides to give him a sporting chance, so he uses a device to neutralize all the gadgets in the utility belt and puts them in this very narrow room. Essentially looks like the inside of a chimney, to be honest. It is locked, and the deal is, if they can remain afloat for at least an hour, they go free. He is a man of his word. And what does he do? He starts turning a valve, which poison gas comes in. But Robin says, "Well, you can't float in gas." But he says, "No, but you can drown in it." Again, it's nice to Joker's sick and twisted humor. And that's where the episode ends. How is Batman going to survive this? Their utility belts have been neutralized with all their possible gadgets they could use, and the walls are too narrow to even remotely use the batarang. How will they get out? Tune in next time, as the narrator says. Pretty much, with the main cast, nothing changes. Gordon Chief O'Hara a little bit stubborn more than ever, and Batman and Robin are just like they are, Batman and Robin. But we can all agree what's always the mainstay for these episodes, the main villain. The Joker by Cesar Romero. For here, I think he really finally came into his own. At least this is the episode for me where I finally loved the Joker. Now, don't get me wrong, I liked him in his very first outings, but I never liked the plot to create juvenile delinquency so they could join gangs. For me, it seemed a bit of a flawed plot from this day and age, and it never really went anywhere. But the first one, for his first ever episode, I gotta admit, the plot was pretty, Joker, creating his own utility belt, and wants to steal the cruise ship line, which is crazy. But then again, that's Joker. He does whatever he feels like. And this one, he is sort of a bit all over the place, but there is a bit of sense. But in a way, there's kind of a bit of sense to his madness. You think that he's doing silly stuff by stealing some useless things, such as a hole from a golf course, and most importantly, a hairpin. But it's revealed that what he's doing is all this to kidnap the Maharaja. And that is a pretty big move. Kidnapping a very wealthy, well-known person in charge of essentially a country or a nation is pretty out there for Joker. And I just like how he has his sick, twisted sense of humor comes in, such as when he says he's going to lock Batman and Robin in this room, they can remain afloat for at least an hour, they'll be set free. But the problem is, they think they're going to float in water, but no, it's gas. They said you can't float in gas, but he says no, but you can drown in it. That is clearly Joker's sense of humor. And I think Cesar Romero is really letting himself more loose here. He's finally cutting loose. He's like, even I gotta admit, in his first few episodes, I felt a little bit was restrained. He's having a blast, but you could point out he's a little bit restrained but not fully restrained. Here, he's letting himself have the time of his life, and that is perfect. You may not like the light-hearted version of the Joker, but I can't exactly say that this Joker is not willing to kill. He is, but he prefers to be more prankster-like and does whatever he feels like, and his plans are always out there. And this is a perfect example. The Joker trumps an ace is, for me, a really, really, really good episode so far. So far, we're really there. And I like how it starts out with nothing, then it becomes something. And for Joker, that makes sense with his whole MO and notoriety and how he operates. It's really there. Honestly, I can't really fault too much wrong with this episode so far. At least his first outing. Well, we'll find out in the second part when in Batman Sets the Pace. And there we have it. The Joker drops an ace. A really good, strong episode, and for me, I really feel that this is Cesar Romero more fully coming into his own. But how will that continue in the second part? Well, tune in next time. Same Steven time, same Steven channel. So long for now.